I'm Pat from SHOTTY, and I'm going to talk about how I made the synths for our new song, Damage Control. So, like the last song, this is all done in Reason 4. Not Reason 5 or 6, but Reason 4. The reason for that is unknown. This is all my tracks, and this is all my racks. Like the fake machines with the knobs and all the cool stuff. And you can turn, you can mix, you can add reverb. But this is where I click in all my notes, and you can see this session is really a big, stupid mess. And I wanted to leave it that way so you can get a glimpse inside my brain to figure out exactly what's going on when I'm writing this song, when I'm writing these songs and like figuring out how it's all gonna work together. You see this right here? Maybe it's kind of small. This is a bunch of notes I programmed. This is muted, meaning I programmed it and then I was like, no, that sounds bad. I'm just gonna mute it. Maybe if I want it later, I'll unmute it. But you can see how many things there are in here that was just an idea, that these were all in the song. And I just decided, no. I just want to give you an idea of how much I tried and how much I threw out in the process of figuring out what would happen in this song. You know how the song starts? Wanna control you like you control me. So yeah, it starts out with this. I called it a synth sweep, and it's all automated. It's a Cinder, it's on the Thor synthesizer. And look at all the knobs turn as I play it. The pitch goes up, the bend depth goes up, and then also down here on the distortion, the high end comes up. So I just kind of, how I would do this is I just have this note playing. It's just this note. And then I just kind of play it on loop and I move these knobs around and see like, oh, that one sounds cool. How about I automate it so this knob is going to be going up? Just to give it a cool feel, I wanted the song to start out kind of like pushing you into it. I know I want it to start, I wanna control you, but should it start with just the singing, or is it kind of cool if I like, you feel like you're in this weird synth landscape or this like sci-fi spaceship or something right as the song starts? I think it's cool. So then right away, we push you into this pad and this synth bass. Classic, right? Now I knew when I'm doing this, when I'm writing my song, I have a feeling I'm probably going to be playing guitar. And when I'm writing this, I'm probably sitting down with the guitar plugged into my amp. I'm probably playing along to it. So I don't want to compete with the sound of the guitar. The guitar is going to sound, it has more high end, more like high mids as well. So especially if I'm chugging here, it's going to be which is kind of percussive. So I don't really want to fight with that with the synth. You can hear how it's really gentle. Here's the pad I used. It's playing these chords. It's called the CinemaScape pad. It's really good. I use this one a lot. And I did do some automation on here, so like for the start, you can see that the rotary one, whatever that one is that texture, that the texture is like, it's changing halfway through the verse. So it has more air to it. It's just so the song feels like it's coming more live, like the song is growing. The song is hatching out of its song egg while you listen to it. I think it's beautiful. We have the synth bass. This is one of my standard synth basses. This is techno bass. I like to layer a bunch of basses together. This, just to start out the song, just one. I like this one a lot because you can change it to be smaller or bigger sounding, depending on what you do with it. See, that knob changes it so much. And here I have the decay. The decay is set down a bit. This is just gonna make it so it's a bit shorter. Boom, boom. Instead of boom, 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 it's gonna be boom, 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 boom. And there's a chorus with the chorus effect. So the chorus is off, then it's gonna come on later. See, halfway through the verse, the chorus comes on. And this kind of widens it. It gives it more like wavies. It takes up more space. It's bigger. I can just think of a bunch of words to describe sounds. You can just hear it, you know what I'm talking about. This is my classic Pat arpeggios, which I definitely spelled correctly. I have these in like so many of my songs. You've heard it before. This is not the first time. So this is what it is. So it's just but then with a cool delay. And I just like the feel that gives. Don't you? Do you like it? Do you see what I'm going for? So I'm all like, whoa. It's cool because also I knew that the vocals are gonna go, whoa, whoa. And we're kind of sitting there like, oh, when do I start singing again? So this kind of fills in the space. It's a different sound. It wouldn't sound super good, even though I'll probably do it. Don't quote me on this, but it might not sound super good like on top of my vocals. So I'm singing something, and you're like paying attention, and then like comes on top. It's kind of annoying. So it's right after, whoa, whoa. It's like we're singing together. Me and the synths, we're palling out, we're buds. And we're like, we're working together. Halfway through the verse, it kicks in. The bass is gonna go boom, 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 boom. The drums kick in. You know how the song goes. I think an extra guitar comes in here too. Now, I will describe once again that I have this kit called the Miles Kit. It's a bunch of drums. These are samples taken from when we recorded the drums for Little Lady Death, like Blood and Stars and Love Mess. I just took the exact drum hits from that recording session and I built a fake kit out of it, just so it sounds a little bit Milesy. This is an actual Miles kick drum, an actual Miles snare. But of course, in here it sounds super fake because I'm just programming it. I'm just getting the ideas down. It's not bad. It's still not really great. And you can hear later on, it's gonna sound really fake. But this helps me write the song. And then later on, when I send it to Miles and I'm like, Miles, I got this sweet song idea, then he's gonna hear these drums and be like, okay, that's pretty much what you want on the drums. And like, it goes a lot more smoothly that way. So if there were no drums, I send it to him and he's like, okay, what does Pat think I should play? And I'm like, I don't know, man, just go for it. Then we go back and forth. This is just, I wanna get my idea down. This is my idea. You can change the idea, but you hear what I thought of and why I thought of it. So now we're halfway through verse 1. We haven't got very far. How long is this taking? We're halfway through verse 1, and you can hear this cool. What is it called? This is called my delay lead A. The name delay lead, I don't know. I probably named it because I did it in a song like a while ago, and then I just save as damage control, so it's like a new song, but it's the old session. That's kind of how I do every song. I just like repurpose the previous song. I don't know, it's fun. And that way they kind of have a flow to them. So it's just kind of filling in space. And like I said before, it fills in the gaps. I wanna see you through the moonlight, breathless, floaty and dreamlike. I mean, sure, I'm singing on top of it, but it's kind of trying to go in the gaps between where I'm singing. We overlap a little bit, but I think it works. I might play around with a lot of different stuff, and some of it competes, some of it doesn't. This just felt okay, so I left it in. Now we get into, what is it? For like the pre-chorus. But you never wanted me around. This is where the lyrics start getting a bit more desperate. Because the beginning is like, I want to control you, and it feels a bit more happy. I mean, I want to control you, it's a bit dark. But still, this is where I say, but you never wanted me around. I'm getting to the thesis of the song. We get a bit darker here. We do a lot more minor chords. That's not true. That's not true. It's the same amount of minor chords. It just feels darker. And the bass is walking a bit more. Everything's moving a bit more because we're growing. We're coming to life. We're about to hit the chorus. There's more energy coming. We still have these but now it sounds more sad. And this fake tambourine comes in. This is my sound effects kit, which is just like, you can hear that. Did I turn this off? Oh, okay. It looks like I had a tennis ball in there, but I muted it a long time ago. Let's hear what it sounds like. You hear that? To me, it sounds too much. So I thought it might have been cool, but maybe it was just too busy, so I muted it. It's gone. It's out. Goodbye. And then we have this FX Photech, which is my rev cymbal. I use it all the time. You hear it? So this will lead us into the chorus. So you treat me. So it goes, shh, you treat me like, because I know, I have it in my head what I'm going to sing. Treat me, you treat me, you treat me, you treat me like a... I want it to drop out for that one, you treat me. I think the rev symbol can help enhance that because it can go, shh, you treat me like it, and it cuts out. It's cool, you get it. Bam, bam. So now we're in the chorus. We finally made it, guys. Bravo. Chorus 1. What did I want here? You'll notice there's not a lot of synth because I knew the guitars are going to be huge. I'm probably going to have 2 different parts playing on each other. And I do. I have the boom, 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 and then I have a higher... So there's a lot going on with the guitars. So I need to keep this a bit more empty, but I still want more, some mood. And I played around with a lot of stuff. First of all, you hear the synth bass. This is just kind of to layer under my guitar. To be honest with you, don't tell anybody. I don't remember if this is in the final version because I do record real bass at some point. I don't know if this is in, but it's here. You can see right here, this is a muted track. I tried having the synth bass. I even gave it a new sound. You can see the automation tracks, but I muted it and I'm not digging it. It's just too much. Oh, my audio driver stopped working. Let me fix this. And we're back. Okay, so let's mute this again. I don't want to ruin the song or anything. So what do we hear coming in now? We hear an organ. I love the feel this gives. You'll notice it sounds, there's a lot of flair. You can see all my clickies. There's a lot of flair. I did not play this. I just clicked it and I tried to make it sound as real as possible. So if we zoom in, you can be like, you can see this, and I even you highlight them, and then you can do like randomize where they are because they might all be perfect. So it might be like oop, 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 we're randomizing. It sounds just a bit more like a finger's hitting it, and maybe if there was an actual organ player, there'd be a lot of energy. So then we'd be like wow, 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 wow. They might be less perfect, which goes with the energy of the chorus. It sounds really good. Why did I choose organ? Because it sounds good. Ah! Don't fall. Right around this time, I started listening to a band called Ghost. I just discovered Ghost right before I wrote this song. So there's a lot of Ghost DNA in this. There's a lot of stuff I heard in Ghost that I wanted to try, like the cheesy organ. It gives it a dark, like it's almost a horror movie thing. And I love it. And look here. What is this? It's a muted track. Let's check out what I muted. You hear that? I tried having piano. Like, what is that like? Not great, apparently, but it's an interesting idea. You can kind of see why I might have thought that would be cool. I'm trying to think of like, so we're all rocking out. What's our fake robot keyboard player doing? Is he going blim 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 blim? It's cool, but it's not there. It's gone. So this is just chorus 1. Chorus 1, then back into the verse. I played a lot with different transitions here, like a longer transition from the chorus into the verse. I went with this shorter one, which is just this synth bass and like a really distant sounding kick drum. I just wanted it to sound like the song kind of goes away. Damage control. You can hear the automation on the bass. It sounds like it's opening up. I really like that. And another thing, songwriting wise, if you listen to this verse is where I bring in the tritone. So I'm keeping the same, the same like idea of verse 1, the same chord progression, but I'm adding in tritones and I'm making it just sound more dark and more sinister, and the lyrics get more sinister. Fake drum kit come in. Where is it? Where is it? This. Oh, it's just a clap. Boom. Okay, just a clap. And then you can hear this, which we might have even used these fake toms in, it's called big toms. I mean, I named it big toms. We might have used this fake big toms in the final recording. Because I wanted it to have a, what's that word? Where like the reverb, but like it cuts off. The reverb. the noise gate, the gated reverb. I want to have like a gated reverb feel. I just thought it was cool. It's cool because now maybe it gets a bit 80s and like, I don't know, 80s horror metal something. What is it? And then my guitar would come in here. Fake tambourine to like help lift up the second half of the verse to give it more energy. Another cool thing that I think is cool, so my arpeggio track, you remember my arpeggios from verse 1? Whoa, whoa. In verse 2, I have them going down. Never wanna. I think it's cool because the verse 2 is darker, so it's a darker sound. I think it's cool. It sounds a bit more evil. And then this pushes us right back into chorus 2. And no stop. It's not going to be like, you treat me like a, it's just going to be, I have the drum fill, so we're just rolling. Because we're rolling, we've already the listener, you've like learned what the chorus is, you learned what the verse is. At this point, it just feels more natural, more like that's where we are. Like, yeah, get me back to that chorus. Like, let me feel sad with everyone together, or whatever the mood of that chorus is. Angry, let's all get angry. And I think chorus 2, pretty much the same as chorus 1, except the end of it. So I bring in this thing called Vulpix lead. Vulpix, this is a lead I use a lot. I named it because it was like, I used it heavily in our song called Vulpix, which may or may not be out yet, I'm not sure. But it's like the go-to SHOTTY lead at this point. So just the feeling, it feels like it's breaking down, which is exactly what the song is doing. It's breaking down. I'm going into this bridge like metal riff. I can't sing, it's too low, but you know, the metal riff. You can see all the automation on here. I have like automated pitch bending, so it's like with this lead, the mod wheel is my friend. You turn it up and down and it gets more. So when you just play with the pitch and the mod wheel, you can get super expressive with this sound. I use it a lot. So it's like, it's just really cool. It's almost like a voice. It's like a weird alien is singing with me, and that's why I like it. It's like a cute little alien friend. So here we break down. You can hear the Vulpix lead is going crazy. The bass is introducing this super tritone. I mean, it's like this tritone dark riff. I know I'm going to be doing this on guitar. It goes all the way down to like a really low C sharp, super low. And I also have, it's the sweep sound from the beginning, but I'm using it in a different way now because it's not like, it kind of comes back down. So, and that lands us right in the bridge when I start singing. So there's a bit more noise here. And then I start singing, you're not bad, but I don't care. And it's a bit quieter now. So this is the breakdown. It's almost like the song is broken, the instruments are gone, it's just me and this dark guitar, dark bass. Things start to slowly come in, part by part. You'll hear. Tambourine comes in there, and then you'll have a little bit of organ just before the solo. Right before the solo, so you can see my organ. It's cool. It's cool thinking of like what chords would go with these tritone things. I'm not super used to it. And then we get into the solo. I know there's gonna be guitar, but when I'm programming the synth, I don't know exactly what it's gonna be. I'm just gonna try to lay down a cool solo landscape. This one went a bit extra crazy. So all I'm really doing, because I don't really know what the solo is going to be when I'm writing this, we're going to stick with this bass riff. I know that. The drums are going to kick in a lot more. We have the basses playing the same drop down dark riff as before. This organ's going to come in to back it up. I know this, like everything hits it the second time. That's gonna give me a lot of room when I write the solo. Spoiler alert, it did. The solo is awesome. And then I have this Vulpix. This to me feels like what I said before. It feels like an alien is soloing with me. And it sounds so goofy and weird, and there's not any melody to it in the first bit. Look at these knobs. Look at these knobs as they turn themselves because of my automation. It's a bit random, but also I definitely tweaked as I went based on how things were sounding. I just really like how it turned out. And then for the second half of the solo, it's gonna build up to this kind of a high moment. Is that a crescendo? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Where we're riffing on the pre-chorus vocal melody. We're gonna play that. All of us are gonna play it together. So the Vulpix lead is gonna start playing it. I just thought it was cool, and I know, like, okay, I'm gonna do that on guitar. I'm gonna layer a bunch of harmonies. It's gonna sound super epic. You can hear the drum fills pushing you into it. The organ's in there, everything's in there. You know, like, oh, this part's gonna be huge, and then it's gonna die right back down. What am I doing here? I'm singing like an alternate chorus, but super quiet with like slightly different words, but it's just kind of a moment where like the fight is over and it's just all a bunch of smoke and like I'm the only one left standing, or me and the big bad guy, and I'm like looking at him and it's like, I'm your punching bag. Just so I can make that point of the song. I can restate the thesis of the song. I can like just affirm the meaning. The bass comes in, you know, halfway through, kind of emphasizing that. It's really cool. You can also see right here, I thought, what if the bass is there the whole time, just doing something different? This is what that would sound like. The bass is going. And you can tell I just, you know, mute it, get rid of it. We don't need it. It's just cooler having all this come in like this. Back when I was doing my piano thing, what is this? What if there's piano there, you guys? No. Turns out there's not. There's not a drop of piano in this whole song. And then the rest is history. We got this. So I programmed that in. I just knew, yeah, there's gotta be like a sweet fill. That would just be so cool. And like, that's kind of why I hear. It's still kind of moving forward, kind of a fill. It's not like, it's also not descending. If it was like, that doesn't sound right because it sounds like we're dropping into something. So it reminds me of something Dave Grohl would do in Nirvana. I might be wrong. I don't know a lot of bands. I get that grunge vibe of like, we're not going anywhere with the fill. We're kind of in one spot. We're just like so mad at the spot we're in. We're ready to rock out, you guys. So this chorus is just the same. It's just a chorus. We've been there, got it, chorus, but there's two of them. Lots of crash cymbal because we're really opening up for this ending double chorus, and the crash, the fake crash I have here sounds pretty bad. You have it in your head, Miles is gonna make this sound good because he's a drummer, not a robot. We also changed the chords here. I'm mixing the two, what I think the two main motifs of the song, the two main vibes, which is The chorus has these straightforward chords, the kind of chord progression you'd expect, and then the bridge has this descending thing. So I have both. We go ba na 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 na. The first half is that, so I can go damage control, homemade, overplayed, rock and roll. It's just something I do. But listen to it. So it's like both parts glued together. And we're happy. Sad. Damage control. And you know how I knew how I wanted to end. I knew I wanted to fill. This is what it sounds like when I program in what I want Miles to do. It sounds awful. I don't know how long I want that to be, but I just knew it's kind of cool. Like maybe Miles can do something, maybe something can happen. And it did. You know, Miles hears this and he's like, that sounds bad, but I know exactly what you mean. We all do. So he just nails it and it sounds perfect. But I do think it's really interesting just how many ideas I threw out. Maybe that was like, what if the solo's kind of like this? And nope, it's not very cool. And then there's this part. What is this? That didn't make it in the song, but it's just stuff I do. It's just stuff. Here's like a super old pad that I didn't end up using because it just made me feel weird. I think I replaced this with the organ. It's just a different kind of organ. It's like it's called I guess it's the Britpop organ. The one I went with is less high end. It's more like, it's got the, what is it, like the church warble, which just fits really well with guitar. So this is my session for Damage Control. You should go listen to the regular song with the guitar, with the singing, with the real drums. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't, whatever. Thanks for sticking with me. I'm Pat from SHOTTY. You can go listen to our new single, Damage Control. It's everywhere. Just go listen to it. Go check out more SHOTTY. I'm Pat. We love you. Goodbye.
You should be loving me more and